every athlete, every person, every human being has an opportunity. Some opportunities don't come when you want them. But if you're prepared, good opportunities can happen. Always be ready, because you never know when your number is going to get called.
I'm not coming back.
Emmy Apparel. Encourage me. I'm young.
Calvin T. Mann, leading Emmy, served over 20,000 youth through speaking, coaching, and mentoring. He has inspired us for years. Welcome to EMIYTV Podcast with your host, Calvin T. Mann, the Encourager.
Good afternoon, and welcome to Put Your Family First Podcast, EMIYTV. I am your co-host, Dr. Calvin T. Mann, and the other co-host is, what's your name again?
How cute you are.
And then we in here with the award-winning producer, handling business, Miss Shani.
Hello.
Today we got a guest coming in at about 4:30 or so to talk about, what we talking about today is authors and advocate, and I think that's see if that's Dave trying to get in. You got anybody trying to get in? You see anybody trying to get in? Right? And so, in the conversation, because we hot. You know that. We hot, so. You see anybody? Yeah. And so...
Well, it seems like you want me to take over.
Yeah, I want you to take over.
All right. So, as we talk about authors and advocates, we also are challenging our listeners in our community to read at least one book a week. And I do want to share that the books that I have purchased and have read, of those books, I just want to highlight that we featured one of LeBron James' books for our Reading His Life program. And the boys, actually, they loved the book. They loved the book. It was graphic. It was related to boys. It was really about his story. And the kids, the boys 3 to 7, they loved it. So I wanted to just kind of acknowledge that. And he has another book that it's on my list to purchase. I'm on my phone because I'm looking at my book list. But it's another one called, I think it's called We Are Family. And it's his story. So I think that's awesome. And as there's always so much conversation, which I completely do not understand, while there is any controversy around this amazing man who's an amazing human being, that everybody should be celebrating him, celebrating his not just his athletic ability, but who he is who he is in our world, and the fact that he is even here and exists in our world to bring so much imagination and creativity in so many ways. I think he should be honored for that. But these are some of the books that I have put on my list and are purchased. The first one is called The Emerald Tablet 101. And of course, this is my ancient Kemetic history connecting with that. Another one that's on my list is Revealing America's Dark-Skinned History. And then it's a volume 1 and 2. And then I have on my list, which was pretty cool. It's called Life Hacks. So it's 200 genius ways to fix things around the house and in your world, I love that. I always like those kind of, one of my friends calls me MacGyver all the time. because I am a fix-it person. Let me see. It was one more I wanted to share that I thought was pretty cool. Let's see. Where are you? Oh, and this one is, I really love this one because it's one of the books that you can customize. I customized a book for my husband for Father's Day, and it was called Super Dad. And in the Super Dad customized book, I submitted a picture. So the story itself is telling the story about being a dad and all the things that dads do for their families. But it also has his actual picture in it that's superimposed over the body and there's that big helmet. So I think I'll just bring that just next week so you guys can get an image of that. If you can picture Calvin's head on a superhero's body, and it talks about how important fathers are, and to kind of point out those things and how he's teaching in everything that he's doing. And so it has him mowing the lawn, so he's like flying in the air with the lawnmower, mowing the lawn, and just how he's zipping around the house doing things and then spending time with his family. So I really love that book. And if you're looking for a gift for one of your fathers, in addition to the books that we offer under our conglomerate of organizations and work, and the books by Calvin Mann and the books by Dr. Heather Rue, that, we have those options for books because literacy is really important, and our books are easy reads, meaning that the time that it takes you to actually read and absorb the information, and the way that it is written to engage you, but it's also written to bring you information and make sure you're able to absorb that information and apply it immediately. So those are the types of books that we provide for our community. And it's interesting because both of us have multiple books, some that are published, but not nearly as many as we actually have written and in progress. So if you are ready for the challenge, our challenge to you is that to read one book every week, and we start that process on Mondays. So we do that by announcing some of the books that we're reading. And if you're out there listening and you have a must-read book, please feel free to call in, give us that book title, or text it in to the chat if you're listening or watching on Facebook. Give us some of those names and titles, and we're looking for family books. So if it's for the family, if we're one of the specific members of the family, if it's for boys, if it's for our daughters, if it's for our husbands and wives, and for our grandparents. So any of those books that you have to recommend, please highlight them, send them in so we can remind people on our next Monday about the books that we're reading.
Well, we only offer one at the end of the show. So we want to make sure that the Reading is Life campaign continues, and in that offer. So this week is a big week. And this Sunday, what are you doing, Heather?
I am excited because actually this is connected to one of my books. It is 25 Ways to Love Your Man or Keep Your Man and Regain His Love. And it's a really incredible book. But before you get and keep him, you have to be ready for him. And so on Saturday, September the 15th, at 7 o'clock, I am hosting a virtual workshop to, especially for those women who believe that they're ready. We're going to make sure you're ready. Because I put in there in the description, I said, if you're looking for your beau, your bubs, your Bill, or your Boaz.
You're not going to find too many bubs. Only one.
But if that's who you're looking to find you, then you need to be found. And when he finds you, he needs to find you ready to take that next step. And so this workshop is really designed to help women to do some assessment, to find and apply my 3 life lessons and life tools to help you to navigate this incredible water of the relationship and dating and mating process. And so if you are open to hearing more, learning more, and being open enough to expose yourself and apply some of these tools, these are really amazing tools that some of us typically overlook. and some of us may not even know yet. And so it's going to be a very exciting and interactive and engaging our virtual workshop. So you have to register, and if you don't have the link already, you can register at www.yourinspiredjourney.com. That's You're Inspired with a D, journey.com. Go to upcoming events, and you'll see there how to get your man, navigating men. So I'm excited about this workshop, excited about sharing time. We have people already registered who were registered as soon as it opened up. We had three sisters start that registration process. So I'm looking forward to all the women who are ready to be found. Let's go. Let's go.
And so the saga continues. Gentlemen, run. It's okay. Right?
Right. If you're the wrong one, then do run in the opposite direction from the women who are ready.
Do run. Right. And today, a reminder that we are in the middle of our mentoring program. And we're just getting started. I shouldn't say in the middle. We're just getting started. And if you're out there looking for mentoring, award-winning mentoring, we are open today, 6 to 8, right? And then next Monday, our guest will be Mana Hill. She'll be back.
Oh, awesome.
She'll be off vacation.
Good. We'll get to talk more about our elders.
We get to talk about our elders and make it happen, right? I think the other what do we have this Saturday? What's this Saturday? Oh, what's this Saturday? What day is that?
Right. It sounds like somebody's Earth Day coming up.
Oh.
And what high number is this for you?
29. It's my 29th birthday, right? And it's just I'm just turning 29 again. I don't know what that look like, but it's just me and the boys. If you hear any noise.
So, are you going to talk about our fundraiser? You going to bring that up?
Which one?
About Forge?
No, I don't think we were going to talk about Forge. It hasn't been cleared or solidified yet, but we'd like to invite men and fathers out for a movie, and we're working on finalizing exactly what that looks like for the Thursday the 26th.
Was it 27?
Yep.
26 or 27?
Yep, we're working on that.
Yeah, Thursday 26th.
And to see if the company is going to come through, right? And if they do, then we'll jump all over it and be pushing it next week. Yes. So hopefully that is the case, and we'll see. I'd like to talk about in this process toward the end of the month. Our guest also is Mission Smith. Right? Mm-hmm. That's the 30th. And that works out. And so
I'd like to go back for a minute. I want to talk about our mentoring program. I want to talk about that we have open registration right now. I want to talk about and talk to mothers and grandmothers in particular. When we talk about mentoring, I think we have some different ideas because there are different ways that mentoring can happen. So when you think about big brothers and big sisters, it's a pairing process. So you're talking about a pool of men and a pool of boys in particular, a pool of boys who are screened and paired to mentor, to co-mentor, peer mentor, or to just spend time together. That's one aspect of mentoring. There are other aspects of mentoring that would happen like at your Boys and Girls Club. At your Boys and Girls Club, there are activities and I'm just going to call them, it's more activity based, and there are opportunities for STEM, and there are opportunities for games, and there are opportunities for fun and new learning, right? So that's a different type of mentoring experience. It's in a safe environment. It's where there are caring adults that are present. That's another type of mentoring. Then we have, many people have access to after school programs. So after school programs up to about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon after school, which provides some support to parents where they have a safe place for their kids to go and have some fun after school. There's some additional learning that happens there. Again, safe spaces for kids to go. My point in sharing that with you about these other areas of mentoring that are available is that we have to make some steps forward. So as you're looking at mentoring, understand that you cannot be in too many mentoring programs, especially our boys. We need boys to be, kids, period, to be in caring spaces with positive adults. And so also there is an opportunity for young people to play sports. There are a lot of different types of environments that sports provide for kids. And again, I'm going to focus on boys because our program is specifically to boys. So they get to have some physical fitness. They get to have some peer competition. They get to be exposed to other men who are coaches, and puts them in that environment for boys who want to take a path and go a little bit deeper in athletics and team sports. So that's a different type of mentoring. So I want to share with you a little bit about our mentoring at EMI and why and how we exist in this space of mentoring. One, our program is a 14-week mentoring program. It's 2 days a week. It's on a Sunday and a Monday. So Sunday, we're available from 2 to 5, and on Monday from 6 to 8. So typically that Monday day is after a lot of after-school programs. If you're in sports, then probably it will overlap your sports time. On Sunday, from 2 to 5, most kids are not involved in sports unless that's their tournament days or competition days. Is that right, Calvin? Mm-hmm. So, but for those boys who may not fit nicely into that athletic team environment, for that boy who is still trying to find himself, for that boy who needs a little more TLC, who needs a little more coaching in a way that helps him individually and not necessarily in the team sport environment. So we have a niche. Part of some of the offerings that we have is the Arabic language is one of the opportunities that we make available to our boys in our program. They have exposure to financial literacy, more importantly, investing, so that we're preparing them for a future that has an understanding of what investment is, understanding of what the difference between stocks and bonds and all of those types of things that they'll need to know. It's also a family-based program. So where the parents may not be going into those other programs that I mentioned outside of supporting our parents, we have a particular session for mothers and grandmothers that are raising sons. We call it the BOSS session. It's called Building Our Sons. That's what BOSS is the acronym for. We deal with, in that process, self-care. We deal also with resources. And the third thing that I think is most important that we deal with is how to understand, connect, and communicate with our sons and grandsons. Now, that niche where we're targeting and focusing on the needs of the mothers and grandmothers raising those sons, mothers and grandmothers pour into our children to the point where we're depleted. And often when we're working with boys and as they're growing and aging and maturing and finding their identity and testing the boundaries of boys to men, moms get caught up in the middle of that. And we just want to make sure our boys are safe. We want to make sure that they're healthy. We want to make sure that they're growing into manhood in a healthy way, being guided by healthy men in the process. For our program, another thing that makes us unique is that our mentors are fathers. So for those boys who don't have the opportunity to engage in that rich, healthy, one-on-one success with their fathers or father figures, they have another place to go. They have somebody that they can talk to. They can pick up the phone at any time and call the mentors and get some wisdom and get some understanding. But not just them. The moms, when you're at your wit's end, you have somebody that you can call. You have somebody that can give you some insight and understanding as to where your boy is at this time, why he's behaving this way, and what you can do about it. You have support too. So while the EMI program is engaging in the healthy development of our boys, we also have to invest in the healthy development of mothers and grandmothers raising those boys, because it's different from moms and grandmothers raising your granddaughters than there is this difference in raising our grandsons. And it's not the same. And you can't handle it the same. And we can't keep coddling our boys, because we want our boys to become men. We want them to become healthy men with healthy relationships. And what we're doing more of as mothers and grandmothers is we're creating mama's boys. And this is it's not a slight on any mother. It's the level of nurturing and mothering that becomes smothering. And when you start to do those things that boys need to be doing for themselves, and you don't know the boundaries, we are smothering them, and they will allow you to do it because they need a challenge. And if the challenge is going to be you and getting you to do what they want you to do, that's what we're facing. And so if you don't know that, though, and it's not out of malice, it's just out of how they are developing and things they need to intervene in that, our level of nurturing and coddling and cultivating that relationship. So it's important. It's important that you have that intermediary in between you and your son to help kind of interpret what's happening at that time. So I wanted to make sure that I shared a little bit more about what we do with EMI, and so also that they engage in healthy fitness activities. So we talk about nutrition. We talk about the routines that they have to establish. We talk about how these things are shaping who they are and their character and development. Character above anything for this mentoring program is the highest priority. Our boys need to know what to do if they're engaging with police. Our boys need to know what to do when they're in uncomfortable situations. Our boys need to know what to do, how to academically thrive and survive in our education system, right? A system that is not necessarily designed for their success. How do we provide the missing links? And so in the EMI program, that's part of what we do, because we bridge the gap between home, school, and community. So I'm really excited about what we do, and we want you to come and see. Come and see. And if you have that boy that's 8 to 24 and you know he's ready for that next step and he needs this type of environment, we need for you to bring him. We have our registration is open for 2 weeks. So by next Sunday, we'll be narrowing down that window to close it. We have payment plans. So if you need to make a payment arrangement for your tuition, because it is a cost, but what you get in return is far more than what you're going to pay for this program. So join us, visit us on our website at let's say your inspired journey, www.EMIYworld.com. So visit us at EMI, take a look at who we are and what we do, and then come see for yourself. You can find us on this Sunday and today, if you want to come today, which is Monday the 9th. from 6 to 8. If you want to come by and see what we're about, come and visit us. Come have a conversation. Come and see for you and for your son or grandson how we can make a difference in their lives and how we want to support you in making that difference in their lives.
Awesome. So we're going to go to this commercial, and then we'll bring in Dave, and hopefully Randy can jump in.
Are you an indie podcast or content creator looking to reach a wider audience? Look no further. Introducing Podcastic, the ultimate podcast network designed exclusively for indie creators like you. At Podcastic, we believe in the power of unique voices and fresh perspectives. We're here to amplify your passion and creativity, connecting you with a growing community of engaged listeners who crave original content. Podcastic is more than just a platform. It's a support system built for indie podcasters, offering a range of resources to help you succeed. From tailored promotional campaigns to professional production assistance, we're here to help you shine. Our intuitive platform makes it easy for you to be seen and heard. We do all the heavy lifting for you. You just show up and create. Plus, with our advanced analytics, you'll gain valuable insights into your audience's preferences, allowing you to refine your content and grow your fan base. Ignite your passion, expand your reach, and thrive with podcasting. Visit our website at www.podcasticlife.com to get started. Podcastic, the home for indie podcasts and content creators.
What's up, Dave?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself, brother?
Oh, okay.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. Ain't seen you since yesteryear.
Right. Yeah.
Hi, Dave.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Yeah. Good.
Oh, our guest has arrived.
Apologize to dropping off my grandbaby.
Oh, that's right up our alley, Randy.
Doing grandfather work. I was working this morning painting my oldest granddaughter's bedroom. And so they just moved in, and I went home and fell asleep. Then I looked at my thing and said, "You're supposed to be somewhere at 4 to pick up my granddaughter at 4 o'clock." So it's all good. I apologize, but family is everything.
For sure.
When it's all said and done, when people on that bed and they dying, ain't nobody asks how much money you got. You ask for your loved ones. I lost both my parents in 2020, and I decided, it was time to stop working, and enjoy my family, my wife. I've done 46 years. I should say I've done. And, we've been together 50. We started dating in June of 1974, so I'm kind of old. But I'm tall, though. It's all good. So what's going on, team? What's happening?
So welcome to Put Your Family First. So you led right into what this podcast is all about, Randy. That's what this podcast is all about, and we were glad that you could get in. And really, it's for us to learn about you and your family, right? And that's the important piece to this book, as well as your book, right? Today is Authors and Advocates. You're both. You've been both an author and an advocate. Most people don't know you and I go way back to when your son was in middle school.
Hey, man, we have great history there, and he's doing quite well. Being under your tutelage and being a part of your program, he's a now lieutenant in the fire department. He is still involved with the military, with the Army. He's a sergeant there. The last graduation class was really nice. He invited me to be MC. And so we were able to get Rhonda Walker and Hill Harper, who was running for office at the time, to come be part of that graduation ceremony. And that was the last EMS fire department combination group. There would never be another one. And he put that whole thing together. And so, I'm so proud of what he's doing.
Man.
My oldest girl is a manager at Blue Cross Blue Shield, and she's an official. My youngest girl, I try to keep her away from television. I did 40 years at Channel 4. And they call her producer babe, Rachel Simone. And she's worked with Dave Chappelle. They just had completed a movie. God, I can't think of the young lady's name now. She's a poet, one of the lyricists around it locally here. She's going to be really mad at me that I can't remember her name right now. But my daughter was in the EP on that situation. So, family is good, man. I got 5 grandbabies. Like I said, I've been married 46 years. Hope that ain't my phone.
Oh yeah, that's your phone.
It is my phone. I'm gonna turn my phone off. That was my phone, Lord Jesus. But I mean, I cannot tell anybody, when it's all said and done, when you talk about family, that's what holds you up. My wife has been my rod, lightning rod, and kept me stable all my life. A lot of things that I do, I wouldn't have done had she not been behind me telling me to do it. And people say, oh, Randy's a great guy, he's this, that. They don't know, man, it's my wife pulling that string saying, you should do this, you should, get involved with that, you should, send this to people. So a lot of times guys don't want to acknowledge that. But my wife has truly been a stable force in my life in respects to, making better decisions. Because, us guys, I'm just going to speak for me. I ain't going to speak for everybody. I ain't going to speak for everybody. We make some dumb decisions. We do some dumb things. And so I just think, women are more sensitive, especially when you're talking about reading people. So I used to think everybody loved me. I think everybody loved Randy. And, that ain't true. My wife said, hey, you got to step back and look at this guy and how he's treating you in respects to when you see him out in the community. And if you could do something for them, they calling you. But if you can't do nothing for you,
come on.
I'm just being serious about, I'll be 70 in November, and so when you're young, you think everybody thinks you, the junk.
Yeah.
You do that, you all that, but it ain't like that. A lot of people don't want to see you be successful. I mean, I get so excited about what Calvin's done with all these young men. Man, you can't put a price on that, the lives that he's saved, the lives he's touched. And so you got to champion a guy like that. You can't say, man, he ain't doing nothing with them kids. Oh, he's doing a lot with them kids. And I'm thinking he's saving lives. And then I would always come back and say, well, what are you doing with kids? You talking about what he ain't doing, what you doing? I mean, what are you giving back? I try to bring kids to Channel 4. I was, like I said, there 40 years. One few blacks. I got in on a minority program for blacks and females. Made $5.20 an hour. My first baby was coming. My oldest girl, Randy. And was really, people said, you can't take that job. You can't take that job. Bill Griffin, Sibley Shoes, and I'm going way back now, said to me, he said, look, man, do you see that you can make it? Now, I'd majored in radio and TV in school. Oh, okay. And so he said, if you think you can make it, take that job. But I said, I got a baby coming, everybody talking about I want to be the man, So my wife for 2 or 3 years was making more money than me. And even when I got up in Channel 4, she was making more money than me. And somebody said, well, you ain't being, no, your man role ain't about how much, your finances.
Come on.
Your job is to provide and protect, that she feels safe with you. And that's what's critical. It ain't about how much money you make, because then you want a trophy wife and you just keep her over in the corner and she don't say nothing, And my wife is, opinionated. She's strong. And most women, once they get out what they want to say, like, we'll fall out and she'll say, let's go to Target. Now, see, men can't process that quick. we ain't that fast. So I said, wait. I said, you was just at me 10 minutes ago. She said, well, you heard what I had to say. Now let's go to Target. Jump in the car, we go to Target. But now, when I was young, I couldn't process that.
Right.
I understand it now. And I tell young guys, I said, man, sometimes, you got to step back. You keep trying to be right all the time, you're going to be right by yourself.
Randy, that's the difference between the co-pilot and the passenger. A co-pilot would tell you how to steer, which way to go, making sure you got everything in order. You can always refer to the co-pilot. Passengers just sit in the back. And all they're going to do is scream when the plane go down. The co-pilot going to say, hey, pull up here. Make sure you got that. Check this.
Right,
the co-pilot.
Right.
And that's where relationships thrive at, right? They're going to thrive because when you have a partner and someone that's with you that you can bounce off of, and ideas and concepts. And the other thing is, you're absolutely right that it is not finances, because everything that comes through the door goes into one pile.
That's right.
When God put us together, my man, the financial guru say, when God put us together, he said, become as one. So when the finances come through the door, it is as one. A lot of times we want to control the narrative because we want to buy 1 million pairs of shoes as a passenger. A co-pilot
Come on.
understand that they can't buy 1 million pairs of shoes, right? That we have to do some other things. So I love what you were saying right there because, and that's why we called this podcast, Put Your Family First, because we got to get back. We got to get the culture and the people in the United States. The only thing, that's what I like about the Kamala right now, because the middle class was carried by families. We have to get back to family because that's what is missing. So what made you write that book?
Well, here's the thing. I spent 9 years in junior college coaching. I'd have one team in October and another team in January. Now, I got to give you a little back history here. I graduated high school with a 1.9 grade point average. From McKenzie High School. I love my school, class of 72, June of 72. Went to a junior college in Iowa. I didn't remember, it's 1972. 6'7" black guy in Centerville, Iowa. 12 black guys, 2 black women. One of them was dating a superstar, was Rick Upchurch, who now played with the Denver Broncos. The other girl wouldn't be bothered with none of us. And so I had no distractions. I had a 3.75, made the dean's list. And I was a Negro they could tolerate. So they put me on the student council. So, because I wasn't radical. I mean, I would listen and talk, So I leave there with a 3.3, and I go to Illinois State. Will Robinson, who's a great legendary coach here, who fired my uncle in his senior year, put his arm around me. And I went to Illinois State, got drafted by the Pistons in 76. Now the book, 9 years, I'm going to keep losing these kids. And I'm understanding because I wasn't a great student coming out of high school. The book entails kids who, success stories, failures. And one of my great success stories, a kid came from Mumford, dropped out of Mumford, got his GED a week before school started at Schoolcraft. 6'4", good player. Rich is now married, lieutenant in the service. Married, 2 kids, 2 girls, doing quite well. He's writing his own book. He read my book and he said, Coach, because I didn't use their names. He said, is that me you talking about in your book? I said, yeah, because he came to me with a GED.
Right.
And he had great support from his mom, great family support. And here's the story. He gets to Fisk University. He graduates with me from Schoolcraft. He gets to Fisk his senior year. A new coach comes in. He's not playing him. He says, Coach, I'm leaving. I'm getting out. We was on the phone for 2 hours. I talked him off the ledge. I said, look, son, you may go to the NBA, you may not. I said, but you're right there getting ready to graduate. You on target. I said, you got to stay because they want $35,000 from you if you drop out of there because that's what they invested into. The guy in front of him gets hurt. He finished the season. He has a great season, goes on, and the rest, as I say, is history. And he's got a great career. I've had failures, and I got to, talking about my successes and my failures. I had a kid when I was in Highland Park. I passed him. A lot of coaches won't say that. I'm saying right now, I passed him. He shouldn't have passed. He went to Hope College, flunked out. On Jefferson at the gas station, guy tapped me on the shoulder, said, can I get $1? And it was him. Now, I'm not saying it was my fault, but I felt so bad that he didn't recognize who I was because he was in the world now. And that failure at Hope, I kind of knew that he wasn't going to make it up there because, see, I put my arm around him. I'm teaching 4 classes at Schoolcraft. At Highland Park Community College. So he's going to pass. He's going to be eligible. He's a great player, graduated from our school, but he wasn't going to make it up there. So his failure is in my book to let people know you got to embrace this thing called education. And it's called what's your game plan? Game plan for life. What's your game plan? How are you going to map your way to get through this journey in school? I'll give you an example. I use basketball. Guys go to point guard camp, big man camp, strength coach, nutritionist, all that. Well, what do you do about your academics? Where's your study groups at? Where's your tutors at? In my book is about one parent. The son had $250 gym shoes. Real nice George. Michael being there, he don't need your money. But anyway, that's another story. So the kid was flunking, was struggling in the classroom. So I got a tutor, and I said, ma'am, the lady wants 8 hours with your kid at $25 an hour. I said, that's $200. Oh, I can't afford that. And I said, so wait a minute now. You know, I'm trying to be patient here. I'm about to lose it. I said, well, you agree with me if your son wear those shoes long enough, they'll wear out. She said, yeah, they're going to wear out. I'll get him another pair. I said, but what I'm trying to give him is going to last him a lifetime. I'm trying to get his education, his brain straight. You can keep on buying him gym shoes. That ain't going to help him grow in the classroom. And so, you know, I walked away from that, and then I kept telling the kid, because of privacy laws, we can't tell parents your kids is flunking. She said, why you didn't tell me it's flunking? I said, go ask your son, because we're getting reports every 2 weeks to let them know what they're doing. And so the book comes out about success stories, failures. It's a chapter on parents and coaches, what their role is with the kids. Because, see, a kid can get a lot from me as a coach, and ain't nobody supporting it at home, he's going to be in trouble. Okay, so who's backing that up? Okay. And the other last chapter, which I think is critical, we talk about Shaq. I talk about kids. When I say kids, friends of mine who were great athletes. Leland Stein, for instance, great athlete. He's been to 25 Super Bowls. He's a heck of an athlete in high school, but he didn't make it to the next level. But he was a great writer. Okay. We talk about Shaquille O'Neal. We talk about Lisa Leslie, who are great athletes who've turned it around. Magic Johnson is a prime example. How he's done away from the basketball floor. He just got involved with a soccer team. Now he's part of 5 professional teams. So you could have $32 million and cats have been broke. You know, I mean, lost all that money. I mean, making $40, $50 million a year. How do you keep it going? Gilbert Arenas, basketball player, 32. He says, I'm totally lost now. He said, all my life since I was 12, I was told what to do as a basketball player. Got hurt at 32. He said, I didn't know what to do with myself. I didn't know where to go, you know. So now he's trying to redevelop his life. So my book is about what are you going to do if you don't make the NBA? I ain't trying to take that dream from you. I'm trying to add something on to what you're doing that if that doesn't work, here's a fallback position for you. And kids need to know that.
Man.
Yes.
All day. All day, man. That, what you just shared there, because that's the breakdown, the makeup, and the understanding. Where you said you pass them through. Pacification hurts them. So, you know, I'm going to go ahead and pass you. Well, how many other people did that before you, so you can't take it all by yourself, right? And so, because that's what we have done in the reversal of destroying males, right? So he struggled, so I'm going to help him struggle even more.
There you go.
So then in comes No Child Left Behind, and it has left thousands and thousands behind, because we have the misconception that you as the teacher are responsible for my child, when I'm responsible to prepare my child to be taught.
Right.
And that's where you, like
Speak
you said,
that knowledge, but you know, but you've been doing this for years, man. I mean, working with these young people, man, and
hey, Brandy, and to be honest with you, man, it hasn't been easy because we're in the middle of 17 years with a lack of support, and I kind of get it. Because, you know, somebody say, well, Cal, you know, you messing with the prison's money.
Tell me about it.
Right.
They'll put $40,000 in a kid to keep him in prison a year and won't do $12,000-$15,000 to educate him. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
And so, and I say, well, I'm going to keep interrupting. As long as God give me air, we going to do this work. You know what I mean?
And they don't want, you know, here's what frustrates me about our young people when we tell them what's going on in the world. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. But all those struggles before you were able to run around here free without any pressure. I remember going to Meridian, Mississippi, where my daddy was from, and went to Mr. Soft and said, we don't serve niggas. Okay? And I'm saying, like, this is an ice cream truck. Are you serious? You don't serve me? I got money. My money's green. It spins. But you don't serve me? Okay? So all these freedoms you have now, people have fought for those, and we don't teach that history enough to our young people to understand. You running around here, you know, doing all these things for free, no struggle, you can go anywhere you want to. People fought for that, man. People fought and lost their lives for that.
Yeah.
For their freedom.
Yeah, but the new parent doesn't necessarily teach that, right? The we don't necessarily fight for, like, what we're saying is we fight for the foolishness. right? We fight for, this is why you're being fed so much bull that when the truth comes, it's hard for you to even really hear it. And it's in your makeup. I talk about this all the time. Your DNA code, on your DNA code was 2 parents. On your kid's DNA code was 2 parents. So your son would listen.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because that's the environment he come from. When you strip them of that, who do they listen to? Only the feminine voice. When I was working in the juvenile, the feminine voice would get them to sit down. Right? Until I had to say, right, the masculine voice, they got to threaten them. I'm going to put you in there. I'm going to take you down. Me, when I come into the juvenile, it was, hey, my man, you only talking to me like that because you don't understand who you are.
Right.
You're going to be me one day. You carry the seed of life.
That's right.
So now they got to listen. See, what do you mean the seed of life? I said, you out here putting your seed any old way. And you carry the seed of life. You don't know what's coming through you. Because that's what God set you up. So now, it's Mr. Man. Mr. Man, you know what, Mr. Man? Yeah, tell me what you want to be. See, we didn't broke down them walls.
Yeah, because he doesn't. Because when it's confrontational, because I always tell, when I was at Northwestern High School, and kids be in the hallway, I said, first of all, I said, why are you out here? Now you're supposed to be in class, so I ain't trying to run you to the office. I said, where's your classes so I can walk you there? Oh, Mr. Henry, I'm or they're downstairs smoking weed. I mean, they downstairs having relations. I said, both of y'all know y'all totally wrong, and then you pull your pants up, whatever. I need y'all to get out of here, But I was worried about my car getting vandalized, but I tried to talk to him. I said, man, understand what you're doing. With these decisions you make here are life-altering. They're going to last you a lifetime. You bring a kid in this world, you don't want to support it, you don't want to be around it. And so my thing is, my mom and dad divorced when they were 8. I said, and my dad's in heaven. I know he's watching me right now. And my whole thing was built that I wasn't going to do some of the things that he did. And so me and my wife, like I said, we've been together 46 years. Has she been mad at me? Yes. Did she want to leave me? Yes. It ain't been all hunky-dory. So people look and say, you've been married 46 years, think everything's been gravy. No, it's not. Anybody tells you that we've been married for, we ain't had no problem, we ain't arguing, talking about nothing. It ain't like that.
It ain't like that at all.
And the thing is, the relationship lasts because I believe in relationship. I believe in what I want my kids to see me. When they used to casually come over and try to date my daughters, I said, I live here. I said, I'm not a daddy who's going to be here like this week and next week I might not be here. Right. Every time you come here,
I'm going to be here.
You need to come speak to me. You can't blow your horn and tell my daughter to come out there, but we about to have some problems. And one guy came, took my daughter out. I said, give me your driver's license. He said, what you want my driver's license for? My brother-in-law, the police department, called him. I said, man, run his license right here for me. Like the license and the license plate. Daddy had 2 tickets. I said, my daughter can't go. I said, you got 2 tickets. You can stop. They taking you and my daughter.
Yeah.
Tell your dad, get them tickets straightened out, then come on back. Man, she was mad at me.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm just saying, that's how it is.
If
you're going to be the daddy,
protective.
You're going to be the daddy. My job is to provide, but that you can't go. Blow the horn. She jumped. I said, ooh, sit down. I said, look at my friend, when you come by, holler at me, holler at my wife. I said, I just want to know who you are. I don't know you. My daughter met you. She like you. I don't like you because I don't know you.
Right.
You need to get to know me if you're going to keep coming by here.
Right.
Okay. And then I'm going to share this story with my daughter. So this guy.
We're going to replay this for her.
He getting ready to go to the service. And he said, I got on this last day, he got me to go out. And I told her, here's what's going to happen. He's going to take you somewhere and say, you got to do X, Y, and Z, whatever. I said, when he puts you out, because you ain't got to do nothing, call me. He left my daughter on Jefferson at the old Elias Brothers, because I told her, I said, you ain't got to do nothing. I'm your sugar daddy. Whatever you need, I can get it for you. I got a job. I got money. Left my daughter at Elias Brothers. And she's crying. I tried to tell you. I mean, I'm a man. I know what they.
I know the game.
Do this for me. No, you ain't got to do nothing. Left my daughter right there at that last brother. I'm glad he left her there versus on Belle Isle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd have went and got her from there. But I'm just saying, if you don't do those, if you don't instill that, y'all queens, y'all, you don't need that. My grandbabies, they be tripping. Papa, why we sitting so, we sat at a hockey game, me and my grandbaby, we was all the way upstairs. She said, why we sitting way up here? Because normally we sit down there. I said, well, I ain't no hockey guy. I don't know nobody in hockey. Now, basketball, I know we're going to be close. We're going to meet people, But hockey, I don't know nobody, so we got to sit up here. They used to doing big things, and when they daddy don't come through or whatever, I say, look, I get it for you. That's what grandparents do.
Right.
Right. Not saying they don't provide. My son's a great dad. He got 3. But my grandbaby want to go to the party. He said, my daddy can't go. Were you ready to go? Pop on his way. So I'm just saying those are the kind of things that I try to put in my grandbabies know that y'all queens. I tell my daughters y'all queens.
Yeah.
So you go to a bar, you leave your drink, you go to dance. That drink when you come back ain't no good. You always have money in your pocket, okay? If you go dancing, you go with 3 girls, you come back with 3 girls. I don't care if she hook up. I met this guy, grab her, tell that guy. My daughter almost got beat up in Miami. There was 4 of them. And the guy said, she come with us, and called a couple names. She said, she ain't going nowhere. My daughter's 6'1". They step up, they grabbed her and snatched her and took her back. Said, we can't leave you. My daddy said that, and some of my other daddies too. Said, we can't leave you. We came here for, we leaving for. That guy going to meet you later, away from us, okay? But some girls say, well, come on, let's do this. I said, look, you got to have some standards somewhere in your life, what you do.
It's big, right? Because you touched on one of the subjects that I was just talking about. There are over 46,000 rape kits. 86 of them have not been answered for black women. So when that type of protection is what they're not getting, that's why the standard is off. Right? And see, when we are here and we talk about fatherhood, and I go into father, because I'm going to talk about father, that, right? Right? And so in that process, not everybody understands just that value that you just spoke on. That's the value that fathers bring, protection and understanding. I just had a conversation with my daughter the other day, Saturday, I think it was Saturday. And we were having a conversation. She's 25, wants to be independent, all this other stuff that she's, dabbling in. Hey, listen, God you prayed for. You got people that prayed for you, pray with you, care for you. So you can't make those silly mistakes that you made when you was 14, 15, 16.
My boy Bobby Wynn, this is one of my spiritual brothers, and him and Gary Teasley, when I'm Reverend OB, because I can call and be myself, that was going to tell me right. Bobby said to his daughters, he had 3 girls, he said, you can't afford the lifestyle you have with me. He said, but I want y'all to have that lifestyle. And you got to go out there and don't take any okie doke from anybody, and then, like I said, if you got to come back here, you got to come back here. Yeah. My middle girl lives with me, with my grandbaby. Ain't got no problem. She want to get a little condo and all. I said, when you ready to move, ain't no pressure here. I ain't trying to keep tabs on you. But if you ain't coming back home, call me and say, look, Daddy, I ain't coming home. I don't want to know where you at, I want to know that you're safe. I ain't coming home. This is the deal. I got your grandbaby. It ain't no problem. But my thing is, a lot of stuff that you want, if you can't afford it, you ain't ready for it, don't step out there and stress yourself.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say, well, you going to always be daddy. Flat tire somewhere, they call it, Daddy, I got a flat tire. I'm on my way. Call AAA. I said, I ain't changing it, but I'll be there sitting there with you till they get there, and let the AAA change, keep on moving. But you always going to be, Daddy, I need this, that. You can get it.
Let me get $20.
$20, please.
They're $20 you to death.
Hey, or go to the store. When my kids got about 18, 19, they'd go to the store, and you give them $20, $30, and they never bring no change back.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, I know it didn't cost that much. Oh, Daddy, you don't need that. Come on. I ain't telling y'all nothing that y'all ain't never heard before. I said, like, where my change? You say, go ahead and keep it,
That's
come
awesome.
Come on.
Thank you, Randy, for coming. Anybody got any questions before we close?
Where do we get your book?
You can get it on Amazon. I got some in my car right now.
Okay, good.
But on Amazon, it's called Game Plan for Life. and you can go in there and get it. And you know, I just think it's a good book if you have a young kid, a young person, or even an adult who's trying to turn their life around.
Adulting,
like so you got to get organized to move forward. You can't be out there helter skelter, not knowing, because you need some small successes before you get to the big goal. And as you achieve some small things, you keep climbing. You can't get it all in one chunk. And that's how young people are now. If I ain't the CEO, I don't want to work. I don't want to be in the back room stocking, trying to build, know what the company's all about. I want to be in that top chair.
Yeah, well,
anyway,
good luck with that.
There you go.
So where can they reach you at, Randy?
It's at ballfoundationmi.org. ballfoundationmi.org. On IG, Instagram, is Ball Foundation. Ball Foundation. Big Randy and Friends. That's what it is. Big Randy and Friends. IG, because older people watch Facebook, young people on IG. Come on, that's what they tell me. So if you go to Instagram, it's Big Randy and Friends. But if you want to go to my webpage and look at my book, it's called ballfoundationmi.org.
Awesome.
All right,
Dave. Where can they reach you at?
You can reach me at facebook.com, David F.M. Patterson.
Awesome. Heather?
you can reach me at yourinspiredwithad journey.com, yourinspiredjourney.com, or call me directly. Do not DM me on social media. Call me at 313-759-7855, 313-759-7855.
Yeah, because she got a daddy.
Hey, come on, man. Shoot.
You understand?
You can always be daddy.
I try to tell her
until I
I'm
mean,
gonna always be daddy.
I mean, because I always tell my kids, and I'm gonna let this go. So, if you want my money, whatever, and something happens, it's gonna be a story. And they used to always tease me, like Aaliyah Sabri, who's one of the 36th District Courts. She was one of my players. She said, I didn't know, it was unbeknownst to me. She said, watch this when I go over to Mr. Henry watching him. She came and said, Mr. Henry, she said, Coach Henry got you. So let me tell y'all something, and all the girls just bust out laughing. They were like 14, 15 at the time. And he said, I told you, anytime you get, but if you're going to get my money with it, there's a story to come with it.
It's all the time. It's experience. This is, and then I'll go, you can reach me at calvintman.com. It's funny. The thing that I said the other day was experience is the thing that leads to self-mastery. If you don't go through nothing, it's going to be hard for you to become something. There are no shortcuts.
You don't understand the struggle. If you had everything, if you ain't lost nothing, you ain't been. You have some failures in there.
Yeah, you can't handle it.
See, failures are important because I don't do that no more. I mean, see, that's what I look at, how failures are. When you try something, and you fail, well, I ain't gonna try that no more. I'm gonna try something different. And then you got to keep trying stuff, and then something's gonna hit. I always bring up, Ken Locke over at Triumph Church. He'll try something, if it don't work, try something else.
Yeah.
But you got to keep fishing for different things in your life that's gonna make it change. Because I keep giving it to you, you don't understand the work phase that's in that. Mm-hmm. Anything
at all. Well, this has been great. This has been a power-packed half hour. I am so glad you were able to make it. There were some jewels dropped in here today. But the one thing that I want to really keep clear, you heard it from a father. Right? And y'all know how I feel about them daddies.
Come
right?
on, man.
We the coldest.
Come on.
We the coldest. And so y'all need to understand this is what the culture got to get back to. Understanding how important it is on us as men to be high-value fathers.
Say that.
And be there for the kids and answer the phone. I'm so mad at my oldest one right now, but at the same time, when he called, I got some words for him.
He gonna have to hear it.
He gonna have to hear it.
Right?
But just the sheer joy of being a father has to become the norm in the black culture.
Hey, you every time, I like being around people that make me feel like I'm dumb, and people, because here's the thing: if all of us are equally yoked in this room, we ain't gonna learn nothing today. That's all I'm saying, And the power of being a father is this: like, in a pinch, I need my kids to call me. I don't want to be afraid not to call me. They know they don't get the lecture. So I tell my kids, even if you're wrong, I'm going to still be in your corner. In front of people, in front of y'all, I would never say, oh, my kids ain't wrong. My kids, they're good. But when we get in that car, oh, man, we're going to have some words.
Oh, yeah, you're wrong.
You wrong. You totally wrong. But I'm here to support you, though. I mean, because you ain't going to dog my child.
Yeah.
Oh. My man. You know what? Here's what life is all about. You got to be around good people all the time. I can't be around no bums, and it's hard to fly like an eagle when you're around chickens.
That's right.
You can't get off.
And I'm an eagle, brother.
That's right. I can't be around those chickens.
All right. Well, thank you for coming in. Thank you, Shani, for stepping in, Shani, and carrying us through. Everybody, listen. Never, ever, ever forget to put your family first.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Yes, sir.